Ladies and gentlemen, in September of 2019, I said there was a 99% chance we would see a major markets crash in 2020. And January 30th, I said there was about a 95% chance we would see mass coronavirus spread in the United States. And that's why I'm the unofficial king of YouTube. And I've also been warning about how this virus has like a 14 to 18 day incubation period. And so all the people we're finding out are positive today were probably infected on the 27th of February. I mean, if you'll notice, the RSA conference positives are just now announced, and that conference happened around the 26th. And so I've talked about how the celebrities and the rich and famous would probably end up being super spreaders, and because they run in such tight circles, we'd see a lot of celebrities, super rich, and politicians test positive for the virus. So now I've been talking about, I don't know why everyone's talking about an election 8 months from now when everyone running for the election is in the severe danger zone, because the fatality rate on this is anywhere between 1% and 8%. Italy is still having 8% death rate. We can debate about the numbers when this crisis is over. And I want to remind you, we are still in wave 1 of what will probably be a multiple wave pandemic. We are hoping that somehow it goes down in the summer, July, but then it could resurge in the fall again. So here we're looking at President Trump, Vice President Pence, and a guy who tested positive a few days ago for the coronavirus infection. And so I've been recommending all politicians cancel their events pretty much since the middle of February, and they're just now doing that. Last night it was announced that Tom Hanks and his wife were positive for the coronavirus. And then today it was announced that the only way we found that out is because he was in Australia. So that is how he got tested. The mind-blowing news has been pretty nonstop. Disneyland has closed. The NCAA has canceled March Madness. MLB season is delayed. State of emergency declared in New York City. Ohio has started the official school closings by closing all school for at least 3 weeks. And the Dow Jones and the markets had another horrible day, down about 10%. Parts of Spain are going into a full-fledged lockdown. I believe Washington is now having part of its state close all of its schools. I think Maryland today is closing all of its schools. The governor of Kentucky is now recommending closing all of its schools. And as I said before, I would think the best case scenario is to have all schools closed by this Friday. Some places may take to next Friday. That's why community spread is definitely already happening across the United States of America. And so we're going to get hit pretty hard. So I definitely recommend the just kind of locking it down and everybody taking a 2-month vacation, staycation at home. The official federal response to this has been atrocious. The CDC has only conducted 75 tests this week. We've had 9 weeks to prepare for this, and we still can't test people. And they had a thing yesterday where they had their meetings now were going to be classified for the task force, which is really weird. In a true crash, there are no safe havens. Bitcoin and gold getting hit hard today. Lindsey Graham is being tested for the coronavirus and will self-quarantine. Catholic churches in Rome will be closed, and Ireland has closed all of its schools and colleges. And so, as I've mentioned many times, central banks have acted way before anyone. And so today, the Federal Reserve pledged $1.5 trillion to the markets and repo actions. $1.5 trillion, which works out, if my math is correct, to be about $4,300 per person. Maybe it's $3,300. Anyway, so yeah, basically, it would have been like if the Federal Reserve would have said, okay, everyone can have $4,000 for free, to get through this, which I think we're in for a 117-day fight here. And so, giving everyone $1,000 a month would probably be the prudent thing to do, and keeping utilities open and food distribution open. And so, people are like, that's socialism. Well, your central banks and your government just handed banks $1.5 trillion, which works out to be like $4,000 per person. So, I've talked about how no matter what, there was a lot of quantitative easing coming this year. This is before the virus. It's coming. And none of it is ending up in people's hands, except for, the usual people who made a killing off the 2008 financial crisis. France closed its schools. Ohio closed all of its schools. Israel has closed all of its schools. The senior advisor of Iran's supreme leader has tested positive. It is rumored that the president of Brazil tested positive, though we don't know if that's true yet, though. I would probably make some risky health decisions before lockdown starts for the right woman or women. Yeah, Italy's fatality rate stands at 6.7% right now. And like I've been saying, man, this is a 117-day battle, and it's only going to get weirder. No, this is not the end of humanity, but our world is going to drastically change. And so there will be a silver lining to all of this. Never before have we been closer to 1,000 years of peace. So that's exciting, even though it is going to get weird and we're probably going to lose a lot of people. And since about January 30th, I've been saying I believe that this is a bioweapon that got out of the lab that technically was manifested from all of our negativity from 20 years, as this is like the Y2K bug with a 20-year detonator on it. And that, so we're going to have to fight this thing with teamwork, positivity. Like everybody, the whole Astro Fight Club catchphrase, we're all in this together. Everybody's using that now, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to survive it. I don't know if you're going to survive it. We don't know what's going to happen. All I know is I believe that God is in control, and I do not believe that this is a controlled depopulation event. I believe this is an uncontrolled depopulation event. And I think that over the next 2 weeks, as we see more and more of the most rich and famous get infected, that it'll become clear to people that this was probably never planned. And this has happened, it happened. The Spanish influenza of 1918, the Black Plague of the 1600s. So, anytime it seems like humanity gets into an extremely negative period, a great pandemic explodes. And so I think we can only beat it with positivity, love, and teamwork, plus washing hands and social distancing and all that shit. And so this is why I trained you guys for 7 years. That's why I gave up everything, because I knew it'd kind of be here. And so I'm glad I did it, and I'm proud of you. But take care of your health, mental, physical, spiritual. Get good with God, and stay cool and try to be kind to others and help out those who can't help themselves. I'll keep you guys posted, and stay cool. God bless everyone.